I'm so excited that it's Tuesday. Oh, we're live. Yay. Hi, Jess. Hi, Urs.
Hi.
What's going on? Let's start with Ursula. How are you?
I am here and functioning as long as I can after a night of tossing and turning and wildly intense dreams. So I'm doing my best.
Well, thanks for coming to hang. That's
Yeah,
no fun.
no. So
Jess, how are you today?
I'm okay. I didn't sleep too well either. I was like up in the middle of the night with a weird feeling, and then this morning I found out that a hiker was taken off the mountain trail that's like less than a mile from my house, and I'm not sure if they're passed or not. Um, so I think that was, I don't know. It was just like I couldn't figure out why I was awake because I've been exhausted, and then I got up and I was like in the art room for a while, and I just couldn't place what was going on. And then this morning when I saw that, I was like, oh my goodness. I don't know. But that happened. And yeah, I don't know, I'm just riding the energetics because it's been pretty intense and dealing with some triggers, but thankfully realizing they were triggers, so I don't need to like, run my mouth by accident. So I mean, it's good. It's good because, like, at least I can recognize when something is my own thing instead of something else. So that's just kind of where I am. It's been a good day so far. Vet bill was less than I expected, so there's that.
Hey, that's always a win, right? We'll
I
take
know.
hello, welcome. If you're just tuning in and joining us, hey Jessica, hey Danny, so glad you guys are here today. We were just talking about how Ursula and Jesse have had a hard time sleeping and weird dreams and weird energies. I did too the other night, but I also know that I scream way too late when I do that. I'm up all night and get weird dreams. So I'm definitely blaming mine on some ice cream because I hadn't had some in a while. And then also, Ursula, do dreams and eclipses have anything to do with one another?
I believe they do. So
What do you
yeah,
know about that?
we're in that energetic portal now. Just for everybody to maybe put a finger on some of it. Eclipse season started with the Aries full moon back on Friday the 29th, and our first eclipse of the season will be on Saturday, and the second will be on the 28th. And it's definitely energy portal type things. Insomnia for me is one of them usually because I just tap in during that astral state anyway. So yeah. And Danny, I can see that you're relating too. So thank you for sharing that. It's not just us. So yeah, I have to figure out a way to ride with it and pull in whatever's coming through and pull myself out of bed, I guess, is the best thing to do. That's the advice I've always been given, but it's just hard for me to do that. So I just need a little push on myself personally to turn it into something that I don't know, I document or try and figure out or just receive, and then maybe I'll be able to get back to sleep once I do that.
And not for nothing, you are Ursa Alchemy. And this is like ultimate alchemist juice, right?
It's true. Yes.
So I have no doubt whatever push you end up giving yourself or however that ends up working out, it will end up being very magical. And in fact, grateful and enjoyable and another level after. But this is how this all goes in this journey. And this is why we show up and share and we're honest and we're all always walking through it. The work is never over. There's always another level of ascension or awareness or opportunity to drop into even more peace. Or sometimes not. Sometimes taking yourself out of peace into something that's maybe not so peaceful or is uncomfortable and learning how to navigate that intuitively. So I think this is a beautiful topic, and welcome. We're so glad you're all here. This is our Tuesday live readings. If anybody would like a reading, a card, let us know. We would love, love, love to pull you one. Ursula, will you share with everyone a little bit about our Soul Garden membership?
Yes. So, and hugs back, Danny. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Oh, yes, 1010. Thank you, Sophia. I forgot about that.
Hi, Sophia.
Too distracted with my morning. So, yes, our Soul Garden membership is one of our newest offerings. It's about almost 4 months old at this point, so still in the beginning stages, but we're growing and going strong. And that is $11.11 a month. And with that, you get half price access to our monthly online soul circles, and October's will be on the 30th, so it'll be right after the second eclipse / full moon. So we'll be able to spend some time integrating and talking about that during that soul circle, which those are now $22.22. So you get bang for your buck there. And it's also, I pulled it up so I don't have to remember, our monthly soul broadcast. So that is a collaborative blog post that we put out once a month on a specific topic. And this month's theme is maintaining balance during eclipse season. So there's lots of good advice in there from each of us. And we shared our own experiences about eclipses. And also Jess and I both shared about our experience with dragons. And we'll be teaching a dragon class coming soon. That's in the works. We have a private community off of social media hosted only on our website. So you'll have access to that if you're not on the socials. And then we do offer exclusive savings and early access to public offerings for Soul Garden members only in there, and special coupons. And we do this version, a version of what we're doing now, just for Soul Garden members once a month. And then you also get a monthly guided meditation. So I'm loving it so far.
Yep. And I feel like we've been getting excellent feedback from our Soul Garden monthly members. So we're also glad you've joined us, and we'd love for more of you to join us. And then you get all kinds of deals. We're going to talk more about upcoming events, things we have going on. We're going to talk about our Shadow Twerk class that just started. But in the meantime, I want to get to our next comment from Danny. And I'm starting a reading list. I've got Jessica on there and Danny on there. So if anybody else would like a reading, drop it in the comments and let us know. Danny said, "Oh, I wanted to share. I'm doing another purge, and normally I sell my things. But my last card reading you did told me to pay it forward. And I have 9 garbage bags of amazing clothes that I'm giving away. I just started pulling it all out of my closet." I love that. Good for you. Sometimes it just feels so good and it comes back in such other ways, and it's like so much less of a hassle, right? Because you don't have to deal with selling it and all that stuff. And it's just, it's great. So thank you for sharing that with us. Sophia would love a reading too. I'm going to put you on the list, sister. Yes, celebrating 1010. And yes, giving is great. And Danny also said the membership is the best ever. Y'all need to join. And it's pretty cool because you get your own personal readings. As of now, until we get too big and it gets to be too much for us, we're sending everybody their own personal reading every month right now. So that's pretty exciting, and that's worth it in itself, let alone all the other amazing things. Jess said she's going to look into the membership. Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and go do our first reading. Ursula, do you want to kick it off?
Yeah, so I really love the messages that came through last week. So I'm going to use the same 2 decks. So for anybody that was not here last week, I'm using my Peace Warrior Angel 44 card empowerment deck. And that I use a lot with Aries and Libra energy, because we're in that right now with the eclipses and in the fall season. And I just feel like the Peace Warrior is a perfect description of those 2 energies together. Peace for Libra and Warrior for Aries. So I'll pull a card from that, and also my Ask Your Guides deck from Sonia Choquette. So this one keeps coming up. This is like the 5th time I pulled this card in the last month. So let's see what that message is all about. This is for Jessica, right? She's our first one. Okay. All right, Jessica. And then I'm pulling from Ask Your Guides. Okay. So from the Peace Warrior deck, the card that came out is Real Life Mean Girls, card number 14. don't worry what others think of you. So that is the first message. And I'll read from the book on that one. I feel like that description is a really good summary. And the creator of this deck includes some very personal, really good messages on those cards too. And then the second one is family, Holy Spirit. So whenever this card comes up, I'm wondering if these two are messages that go together for you as far as not caring what your family thinks of you. And that card number for family is card number 10. So let's get into that 10-10 energy right there with card number 10. And then let's see what the Peace Warrior one says. Real life Mean Girls. I pulled this a lot lately, and we're in that energy. We're really in that energy of forging forward on your own path, especially with the Aries energy that we've got going, especially where it's concentrated at the moment, and the energy of the full moon that we had on the 29th. So this is really important because it keeps coming up, I think, for everybody collectively as well. So it says, be concerned of what you think of you. We were not created in the likeness of each other. We were created in the likeness of God, perfection. Avoid becoming an Olympic hurdler into the land of assumptions by believing what you see or hear in life, TV, or social media is the truth. It is not reality. People will portray only the truth they want others to see, not the truth that actually exists for them. Everybody has insecurity, pain, fear, and uncertainty at one point in their lives. Some people live in illusion and others live out loud. Don't stop your journey when it is just getting started because you feel you don't fit in. Not feeling socially accepted feels like emotional warfare when you're going through it, but getting to know who you are is the remedy. And here's the action for this card. If you can take a step back and not look at the illusion or idea of popularity, ask yourself, do I think that they are good people? Do I want to think, talk, or act like them? More times than not, you will see that you are not them. Seek friends and relationships that make you a better person by being with them, and them a better person by being with you. And the Libra energy that comes through with this card is about people pleasing, and the specific message from the creator of the deck. When I stopped wanting to please everyone, I really got to know what I was surrounding myself with. I let go of superficial relationships that offered no quality to my life.
I feel like that's good advice in general. That's like that first line that you said about hurtling into the land of assumptions. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's perfect. I used to be a hurdler, track and field. So I'm like, oh my God.
And then
I can see the whole thing in my mind.
You're welcome.
Just like literally. Aw, awesome. So that was for Jess. If anyone else would like a reading, let us know. We're going to put you on the list. We have Danny next. And Jessie May is going to read for Danny. Before she does that, though, we want to let you know a couple things we have going on. So on Tuesdays, I go over to the Sage Lady shop inside Zen Landing Wellness Studio in Mays Landing. And every other Thursday, Ursula goes over there to do readings. And we would love to see you. It's an opportunity, as you all know, if you follow us, if you're our clients, we do mostly everything virtually on our Zoom links and things like this. So it's so nice to be able to go and hold some soul space in person with y'all, and we'd love to see you there. Also, the Sage Lady shop is an incredible place to get your spiritual things. You can get your sage, obviously, all kinds of incense, herbs, pendulums, books, cards, anything kind of witchy that you might want, it's there. And Zen Landing Wellness Studio is an incredible yoga studio. They do massages, energy healing, yoga, sound healing. They have a beautiful way to start your membership there where you get 40 days for $40 if you want to check it out. So we wanted to give them a shout out and let you know I'll be there in person. Also, if you're in the New Jersey area and you're going to the adult Halloween party called Witchcraft in Hamilton this weekend, I will be there on Friday night and Saturday night doing readings. And I'd love for you to come on in and get a reading. And we'll be there with the Sage Lady shop also. So we're going to keep on working on our reading list. If you would like a reading, let us know. And after Jessie's reading, maybe Ursula can talk a little bit about this interesting astrological energy we've got coming up. And also, we're sending Lexi a lot of love. She's at work right now in between clients, but she's sending love and light. We're so glad you're here, Lex. And Jessica said thank you. Cool. All right. I know. I wish you were here local too, Danny. That would be nice, but you know how it goes. At least we get to connect over the ethers, and Sea Goddess is going to be doing retreats in the future. So keep your eyes out and ears out, because there will be times where hopefully we can all manifest holding space together. So on that note, Danny, you are up, and Jesse's going to read for you today.
Hi. So it's funny that you just said manifest, because I just pulled three cards. Today I have 2 angels decks, an animal deck, and an Avalon deck. From the Archangel deck that I just drew, the manifestation card, right before you said that, Mandy. So this is so beautiful to me. Like, regardless of what the word is, it's like, I feel like the universe is raining down beauty on whoever this is. Like each star is a gift or something. Like, this is really weird. I'm feeling emotional saying these words, so so pardon me. But it feels big. And wow. Okay, anyway, so I also drew from the Saints and Angels deck, and it says be brave. So upon looking at the animal, I feel like it's saying you have the power of that type of animal. Like a fierce power, but look how gentle they are able to be as well. Kind of thing. Super interesting. I'm feeling really emotional. Not in a bad way, but and then from the animal deck, I got the surrender card. Every time I see this, I'm like, I know. Let go of control. But it's like so much easier than done. So I feel like okay, hang on. So I feel like something big is a brewing that you are manifesting, like currently in process of. It's super important for you to be brave, fierce in a gentle way. And I'm feeling like the nighttime in this card has something to do with it too. I'm not sure if that might be dream time, where I don't know. But fierce and gentle in the manifestation. Try not to get hung up on control of the details in how it ends up presenting itself in the end, though. So so it's a brewing, and this guy, I just feel like is saying go with what's coming, and don't focus on the details, because they'll unfold organically. Be brave. Don't feel like anything that you're doing is too big for you. It is not too big, because there's no such thing as too big. Because look, that's like the entire cosmos behind you here. So I feel like keep going how you are, follow the signs, and try not to get hung up in like the micro aspect of whatever you're going to be rolling out. And be fierce but gentle in it. That's what I got. Feels big. I'm like, I got like really choked up there with this one. The first one, the manifestation. I just think that's just one of the most beautiful things. Like, and it's all blue. You said throat chakra, so that being blue is interesting. There's lots of blue here as well. So, yeah. That's big. It feels big and positive. And I hope that resonates. As like I'm like, I feel this in my body right now. So that's usually a good gauge for me, is when my body reacts. It's like on, So I hope that helps. that you're on the right track. Just try not to get stuck on details. I hope that helps.
I think it did. She was saying that you were all over her throat chakra and that it's about to bust loose. So, and that's sometimes too, if you're observing and you're a reader, if you're an intuitive, a lot of the senses we can feel, a lot of the messages that come through will come through via feelings and sensations, and a lot of the things that you just witnessed Jesse experience. So that's always an opportunity to learn as well. And I also I added Amber to our list. She's a sister of someone, so we're going to pull a card for her. And I also have Sandy on the list. And before we get to our next reading, which is going to be me for Sophia, I'm so excited. Hi, Sophia. I would love if Ursula would give us a little. Ursula has an incredible podcast. I would love it, Ursula, if you would tell us about the podcast and the astro weather forecast this week of what the heck is going on, because it's definitely going to be intense over the next few weeks. So what you got?
Yes. Thank you, Mandy. My podcast is called Becoming Chiron, the key to unlocking healing and personal alchemy. And I created it when I was actually recorded the first episode when I was experiencing an eclipse at the same degree as my ascendant, which is a very important and sensitive chart point that everybody has in their own natal chart. And my first whole season is about personal stories. And I share experiences, the lived experience of my own chart and having Chiron in the first house of my chart. So whenever we have a planet in our first house, part of the experience throughout our entire lifetimes is embodying the energy of that planet or planets. So that's why it's called Becoming Chiron, because it's kind of my duty, my soul's duty in this lifetime to become Chiron and embody that energy. And Chiron it's really an asteroid. It's also called a planetoid that relates to our healing journey in this lifetime, but also mastery. And I refer to it as the maverick energy that we all have in our lives. So it's really about us mastering what we came here to do and becoming the truest and most authentic versions of ourselves. And there's always a healing element involved in that journey. So the first season is all about that. I share so many stories of my life and the particular cycle that I'm in called the Uranus opposition. It's sort of what got me on the path of becoming a professional astrologer and really stepping into who I truly am and my most authentic self. So that is all season 1. And then season 2, I started teaching from this book by this woman, Barbara Hand Clow, called Chiron, the Rainbow Bridge Between the Inner and Outer Planets. So the first season is all about Chiron through the houses of one's natal chart. And then this season 3, I just recorded the 30th episode with the last full moon. So this season is now all about Chiron through the signs. So if you know your chart, it's a really handy educational tool as well to learn about your Chiron placement. So now I'm giving, 2 different parts of the story with the houses in the second season and now the signs in the third. At the beginning of every episode, I do what I call my astro weather check. And we check in on the current astro weather. It's pretty much what it is. And I time them pretty much the releases with the full moons and the new moons. So I'll be recording again on Friday. And I'll go in greater detail into the eclipse on Saturday and the energies that we're under. But right now it is super intense because the planet Pluto is heavily involved in the eclipses this season. And that is the planet of transformation, transmutation, purification, and life, death, rebirth cycles. So it really brings us into our core and a lot of the reasons why we came here to do, like on soul's purpose levels. And we're being pushed into that Aries energy in a big way and releasing things that no longer serve us, that aren't part of feeling balance in our lives anymore. So there's a lot of work that we all have to do on a collective and personal level with the energy of these eclipses. And eclipses are like course correctors. So they happen and things happen in our lives. And sometimes it could be sudden changes or just like little soul whispers that we all experience that are just trying to get us more on path. And they force us to do shadow work to an extent too. So that's what the energy is all about briefly. And I'll go into more detail on the astro weather check that I'll record on Friday, like I said, and I'll release that on Friday as well. It'll be posted on all of our socials and go out on our emails. It'll be on our YouTube channel, and I'll get into more specifics of the planetary energies and all that.
Beautiful. Thank you, Urs. And yeah, enjoy these eclipses, everybody.
It, for sure.
Dig
What
deep.
was that, Jess?
It's been intense for sure already. And like, I just know I'm not an astrologer, but I know that when eclipses and or Pluto is in town, it is time to put on my seatbelt. And that's all I'm going to say. And so if they're both around, it's like, oh, okay. But like, it's so good to know. It helps make sense of all of the things that may or may not go on. Just having that conscious knowledge, it's extremely helpful in my life anyway, I find. It's like okay, you can do this. It's not crazy. You're not crazy. It's going on purpose. And there's having a reason for some events is just helps me get through it, even if it's difficult.
Yeah, and personally, so the eclipse will be this one at 21 degrees of Libra. So anybody that's of the Pluto and Libra generation, like Jess and I, 1980s, on other side of being born in 1980, you might have Pluto in the late degrees of Libra, just like us. And this one's going to be on my Pluto. And when you have eclipses on natal planets, that's usually like an extra buckle up energy. So I know why I'm already experiencing the intensity that I'm experiencing just personally. So if you're of that generation, it definitely pertains to you too. Or if you have placements in Libra or any cardinal sign for that matter.
Hashtag on my Pluto. And I'm like envisioning the tail wagging and everybody holding on.
Yep.
Well, here we are. Sophia is next on our list. I'm going to pull a few cards for you. Actually, I have like a weird little thing I'm going to do today. Then we have Amber on the list. Then we have Sandy. Then we have Anastasia. And if anybody else would like to get on our reading list, drop a comment. We're so grateful you're all here. We're Sea Goddess Healing Arts. As always, tips are appreciated but not required. This is our fun free reading space. However, many of our clients asked us to create a tip jar, and we use that to pay our bills. So that's what that's there for. And we're so glad you're tuning in. And if you haven't subscribed to Ursula's podcast and you're interested, please do check it out. You can subscribe on Spotify and Apple.
It's on Apple, Spotify, Audible / Amazon Music, and on our website and on our YouTube channel.
Cool. Awesome. All right. For Sophia. 1, 2, 3. So I'm just doing like a little bit of a mashup today with 1 tarot, 1 angel, and 1 healing water card. So your tarot card that came is the 10 of Wands. If you've had a one-on-one session with me, a lot of y'all know that the 10 of Wands, or the tarot class that I took, is one of my favorite cards. It's like literally when you take all the things, wands are all internal, and you're taking all these things that you know and you learned and you're putting them to good use. You're like, wow, I gained all these skills. I have all these things. How do I want to build my next house? How do I want to create the next thing that I'm doing? And this is all such beautiful momentum energy for you right now, and you deserve to enjoy that. You worked hard to gain all these wands and your powers. You then get the moon. Take note of intuitive messages. While we got all these dreams all lit and we're in eclipse dragon season, you are with your wands really internal and tuned in, and you can trust whatever's coming through via your intuition. You've practiced discernment, you get to use it, and it's just going to be kind of fun. Just like some fun, interesting things come up. It doesn't always have to be super intense. Sometimes it can just be a really fun thing to walk. I always call it kind of walking with the universe and the angels and just being really in tune. And that's where those intuitive messages come from. You then get the water carrier. What really matters, reflect, reprioritize. If you're going to build this new space and this new house and use your 10 of Wands, it's so important to make sure that you just take inventory. And finally, we're in fall right now, kind of releasing what's not serving you and only giving your energy to that what is, and reprioritize so that you truly are focused on the most important things and what matters to you the most. So big love. I hope that this supports you today. And I'm so glad that you popped on in and let yourself carry that love. Let yourself tune in to the things that you're wanting to build via all these amazing tools you just added to your belt. So glad you're here, Sophia. Big love. Oh, and welcome, Spiritual Light. Thanks for tuning in. We always use this as an opportunity to say that we do not support solicitors. If you're someone who's interested in a reading, a professional reader will not come after you and tell you to message them or say that you need something. We all invite you to us. So that's why we always say, if you ever want a reading, come on over. So that happens sometimes, but we're gonna block it, and I see it, and take care of that. Awesome. Okay, so Sophia said that makes so much sense. 10 on the 10th, love. Aww. And then do we have 2 ambers? I see Amber Gem, and then I also saw that Sadaf, is that how I say it? If I said that correctly, let me know. And if not, please spell it the way I say it, because I want to make sure. Said, please pull a card for my sister Amber. So I don't know if we have 2 Ambers, or if Amber Gem, you are the sister. So let us know what's going on. And in the meantime, Ursula is going to pull for Amber, the sister, and then we'll find out if you're the same one, and if not, we'll do 2. So go ahead on and do that one, Urs.
Perfect. Thank you, Mandy. Okay, so for Amber, at the request of the sibling, I pulled from the Peace Warriors deck, card number 28, Love Talk. Release yourself and others from harsh judgment. So this is the angel card, and this is interesting because the other card I pulled from Ask Your Guides is Deceit, Guardian Angels. So there's like a dual invitation here, I think, to work with your angel guides. And the Deceit card is card number 27, and Love Talk is card number 28. So on the Love Talk card, the message is, Archangel Michael asks for you to call upon him without self-judgment. Step back and think about what you are judging. Are these low vibrational thoughts a reality, or are they just really a mirror image of what you feel inside about yourself? When we are showing judgment towards self, it becomes easy to judge others. Let go of the harsh self-talk that has pushed your confidence to a low level of punishment, where you now feel it necessary to punish others by judging them. Have you been taught to hate or feel superior over fellow brothers and sisters due to race, religion, culture, or sexual preference? And there's a bunch of angel action on here, and I think they all kind of pertain to the general message on the card. And then the creator's message is, I basically move through the world with discernment, not judgment. I can witness other people's actions, but I send them a wave of love and move on. I work way too hard for my peace to just piss it away. So there's that. And then the Deceit card is interesting. So if you're feeling this energy from someone outside of yourself or from inside of yourself, I think those are both very important things to pay attention to with the message that came up for both of these cards. You can call on your guardian angels. You can call on the archangels that are protective, like Archangel Michael, for help with the situation. And with this one in particular, wherever this is coming from, I think it's really important to know that your team is there to help you and to ask for help from them, because that's what they're there for. And they can definitely help with whatever situation it is, but also if there's an internal dialogue that's happening, they can certainly help with that too, internal and external forces. So that is what came up for Amber.
I love that one. And I love that theme, like for just this energy right now. And it's so, especially as you're becoming more conscious and walking this path, that's such an opportunity to be like, oh, where are you judging others judging you? And like, I'm like a bigger girl. So I always did it like with me being fat and fighting like with myself about that and like walking in and being like, oh, that person's not going to like me because I'm overweight. That's not going to, and like here I am just creating fucking shit that I don't even know if maybe it's true, maybe it's not. And so we create and project all these things via our own insecurities. That's just one example. And we as women, especially, have a lot of opportunities where we do that because we were taught to, but now we're reprogramming. So I love that. That's juicy.
Yeah. And the opportunity to stay in to recognize and have discernment over the vibration of the energy and choose the path of love and higher vibration rather than whatever the low vibration energy is.
Yeah. When you said I work too hard for my peace, I was like, oh, yes, indeed. That one got me. Wow, yes. Don't we?
Yeah.
To piss, it made me giggle, but it's just like, it's true. Our peace is important.
Mm-hmm.
Your peace is your most precious, valuable thing I think you can have, is to experience and stay as much as you can in that energy. I think it's a big old thing here at Earth School. And I did put the banner up for our Sea Goddess merch is back. If you want a t-shirt, a tank top, a hoodie, a cute tote bag. I've got a cute tote bag right here, Ivan, that I can show you. Isn't it adorable? So we would love your support, and we've got a whole amazing merch shop, and it's hoodie season. I gotta order a hoodie, actually. Gotta talk to Ursula about that. And so please, if you enjoy our logo, our logo is incredible. It was made by an incredible artist, Dana Lynn Artistry, and like we're forever grateful. And it evokes so much. And we even have like thicker business cards so that you can put it on your altar and meditate on her a little bit. Like Sea Goddess, she's her own entity. She's who we pray to release things to. She's who we pray to hold us and wash us anew and give us love and energy and support. So there's a big meaning behind our logo, and it represents us and all of you. All right. So next reading is going to be Jessie May for Sandy. Hello. Do you see me traveling internationally very soon, please? Thank you. I like that.
Okay, so that's pretty specific. So that usually when I have a more specific question, I use the Animal Power deck because it's a more direct like message written on the card, and then I'll use the other cards to kind of clarify it instead of the other way around, which I usually do. I'll usually start with the more vague and use this to clarify it, but since you have a more specific question, I'm going to start with the animals. Let's see. Okay. Well, we have the raccoon, and they represent resourcefulness. It says you have all the resources you need. So that tells me that probably, yes, you will, if you use those resources correctly. I feel like there is an if involved in harnessing or utilizing or maybe even realizing the resources that you have. So I feel like if you use the resources that you have, then yes, it's possible. I'm going to, whoa, okay. So I drew from the Saints and Angels deck, and I got the same card that I just drew for Danny, Be Brave. And I definitely shuffled them all that whole time. I was shuffling all of them. So the international travel is going to, okay, hold on. I'm going to pull another one from the angels, the other angels. Whoa. Wowie, that's powerful. So this says composure. Okay, so I'm feeling like the international travel is something that you really, 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 really want really bad. But it's going to take some toning. It's going to take some bravery, some calm, informed decision making. I feel like that's more of like the logistics of the travel. And using your resources, so realizing your resources and using them in a strategic way, to get you where you want to go. And it might, no, it will, entail you making some choices that might be a little bit out of your comfort zone, but it's worth it. And if you maintain your calm and composure, which I feel like you can reach through meditation if you're not already there with it, it will happen for you. And I feel like so I know that when I see purple, which I'm seeing here, that this whole entire thing is wrapped up in your healing somehow. And so it's important that you do. It's important that you take the trip. It's part of your healing journey as well as being a physical journey. And it might take some being out of your comfort zone a bit, but through meditation and communication with your spirit guides, you will achieve your goal, is what I feel like. I hope that helps.
I think that's beautiful. I certainly read that as a lot of confirmation. That was nice. All right. Next up is Anastasia with me. Let me find your comment. I think you were just asking for a general, but I'm just going to go back up to double check. Would love a card/reading. Cassandra said, wow, it was a great message. Beautiful, Jess. Beautiful message. Great reading. Beautiful message, Jess.
Love you, Kathy.
Aw. All right. For Anastasia, so glad you're here today. I got you. I'm going to do what I did with Sophia and pull you a triple card reading and see what they say together. Two. And three. Oh, I'm liking this already. Let's see what Healing Waters comes through. Dope. All right. You've got some serious eclipse work going on right now, sister. And it's for a beautiful reason and beautiful things. So first of all, your tarot card is the Hermit. If you are feeling like you're wanting to set boundaries, go within, not give your energy as much as you were over the summer, even going to bed earlier, like there's a lot of internal study and just really honoring your energies at this time. So anything that is encouraging you to go within or even tempting you to go within, go with it. Allow yourself. I love the imagery of this card because when you go within, you really do get to look through the crystal ball and the looking glass and see what's there for you. And the Hermit, he's holding the staff like it's an opportunity to really work on your wands and your internal things that are happening. You then get, for your angel card, Air Guardian, shift your perception. One of our favorite things to teach and talk about at Sea Goddess Healing Arts is a miracle really is a shift in perception and perspective. And when you can change the way you're looking at something, when you can rise above, and this happens the most in our deepest work, our traumas, our shadows, our insecurities, our fears. When you can start to release and shift the way you look at something, it creates amazing things. So Air Guardians are all about our thoughts and the energies that we're bringing forward with that. So anything you can concentrate on that's around, I'm at peace, I'm healed, I'm love, I'm abundant, I'm safe, everything's coming to me for a reason. And if it's other people, you know, all right, well, how can I deal with it? How can I shield? How can I protect? That's just out letting them drag me down at this time. So anything you can do right now to shift your perspective is going to be super supportive and important. And then for the Healing Waters, you got clear the waters, clear vision, confirmation, right timing, opportunity. So in fact, it's vital that you hop into your hermit. It's vital that you shift some of your perspectives right now, because this is what's coming in for a clear, fresh start. You get to see a lot of things clearly. You get to show up in a different way, and you get to just feel like it's a nice, fresh new thing. So know that there's opportunities. Know that it's fresh out there for you. And it is important to be a little brave, to be alone and hermit in and whatever you need to, because it's going to reward you. So I'm so glad you're here, Anastasia. I hope that supports you, and sending you all the love during this eclipse energy season with all the things you got going on. They're going to be great for you. All right. Awesome. So next up is Amber with Ursula.
So it's interesting whether this is the same Amber or not, because a very similar message came up. So we have more judgment messages happening for the Ambers. And from the Angels, from the Peace Warrior deck, I pulled Melting Pot, Embrace Diversity, card number 20. So the message on this one is, you are who you are. We cannot continue to segregate ourselves from one another based on race, creed, sexuality, etc. We need to find a common denominator in humanity. We are all spirit beings living a human experience, and within this time, we are all being guided to stop separation and move into our soul spirit. Seeing one another's beauty and our diversity is the first step into our true divine power. Often we judge what we do not understand or have knowledge of. In this lifetime, we have not walked in the shoes of others, so it is not up to us to judge their walk. Witness humanity as a bouquet of flowers, which is only complete when there are a variety of colors and types that complement each other. Learning to love in diversity is accepting life's beautiful bouquet. Here's the action for this card. How often do you find yourself judging yourself or others? Are your judgments based off of fears or other people's opinions? Do you find yourself judging others about things you don't like in yourself? We have to realize that we are all created to have different experiences and learn different lessons while we are here. I don't judge people for what they do or don't do. I let people show up for who they are. This way I can choose peace in my journey and not get tangled up worrying about others. And then the card that came up on the Ask Your Guides side is Judgment, Higher Self, card number 46. So for assistance in whatever this card is referring to, call on your higher self. You can call on your higher self just like you would any other spirit guide. It is your connection to source that's always, always there. And with that connection, a lot of times can come a higher perspective, and you're connecting into that source energy of love. And I think that it's important that the word humanity was spelled out a lot in the description over here, that there is the word unity within that word. And recognizing that we all are one on a soul level, regardless of what it looks like as far as our physical incarnations go, is really important. And there are so many forces at work right now, and have been in overdrive for many years now, that are trying to separate us individually, but also from remembering that connection to source, and that we all are one, and from our unity and our divinity. So just remember that when anything like that is coming up, especially the judgment piece. And this judgment energy is very prevalent right now with the eclipse season as well. So just know that these messages are coming through for everybody, I think collectively and individually, to remember to stay in that higher vibration energy for sure.
Beautiful. I was going to highlight Karen commented, I just want real love again. So sending love and holding space for you on that, Karen. And, I think everyone experiences that at some point. And I wanted to highlight that because of what Earth just finished up reading for Amber. And there is that separation. And the best way we can attract real love is by being it. Be who you want to be the type of energy that you want reciprocated. And I promise you, it will come back in some amazing way or another. Maybe not quite in the package we want it, in the lover we're wanting in our bed quite that night. However, the more we step into love in whatever way we can, the more we start to attract more of it. And the more we get clearer on our own boundaries so that we attract a real potent, amazing love. And I do want to say welcome to Terry and welcome to Heather. You guys are going to wrap up our reading list today. Jesse's going to read for Terry, and then I will read for Heather. And then we will be wrapping up today's session. So we're so glad you all joined. As always, we have our virtual tip jar that was requested from our clients. Not required. However, if you want to show us some love, please drop it on in. We have links to that in our description and use it to pay all of our Sea Goddess bills. We have amazing services, classes, soul spaces, online soul circles. I just started teaching an incredible class that I love called Shadow Twerk that Lexi and I co-created together. And we're in our 4th Shadow Twerk series class. And it goes for 13 weeks. And we just had week 1 last week. So there's still trying to drop in, probably just this week and next week, and then we'll close it off because it gets very sacred. But if you are feeling any sort of stirring to checking out and dropping into the Shadow Twerk space with us, we'd love to hold space with you there. It's half like soul circle, half lessons. And the coolest thing about it is you get to see this beautiful web of energy being woven through all these different people working on similar twerk. So it's super fun and we'd love to see you there. Also, it's Tuesday night, so I'm going to be over in Mays Landing at Zen Landing Wellness Studio in the Sage Lady shop doing readings. I'd love to see you over there. And I'll be at Witchcraft this weekend doing readings. And Ursula will be at the Sage Lady shop at the end of the month doing some astrology readings. So thank you as always for you all tuning in and being here. We're so grateful. And Jesse's going to read for Terry.
Okay. Hi, Terry. I was immediately drawn to my Saints and Angels deck, and usually when I get a pull of that, like I use it a lot, but usually when I'm like beeline for it, it tells me that there's some sort of relative here for you as well. Like I call it my grandma deck. Just because it seemed like for a long time, every time I would use it, it was a message from someone's grandmother. I don't know if that's true any longer, but I do know that when I'm drawn to this one, it has to do with a message from the other side, like a relative. Maybe not grandma, but
All I'm going to say is you should keep going with that.
Okay, so maybe it's grandma. But that's what I called
maybe grandma, maybe I was just thinking maybe like a relative. I think you're tuning into a mediumship reading, and I'm grateful and lucky enough to know Terry in real life and in person, and many members of her beautiful family. And so I think it's cool you're tuning in. Terry, Jessie knows nothing other than she's a medium, so I just think it's cool you're tuning into some relative energy. So I was just going to give you a little confirmation for that.
Cool. Thank you. That's always helpful. Validation is helpful because when I venture into the mediumship realm, I tend to be careful because emotions, So anyway, I was putting my hands over all 4 and it was boop to that one. So I just wanted to mention that I feel like it is a relative, that's what this deck is for me. If I'm not doing a mediumship reading from the beginning, if I'm doing a card reading, when this card deck pops out to me, they're coming in anyway. So I just drew 2 cards from this deck, and this is pretty amazing. It is Sign from Above. And you can't even make it up. So, oh goodness, how pretty. I don't know that I get this one too often from this deck because using the deck itself is a sign from above, it's come to be that for me. So that's super interesting. It looks like she's receiving the most beautiful rose in a very gentle way. So when I see the rose, what it means to me is kind of like the gentle unfolding of life, of yourself, of your true self, the gradual blooming of your true self. And to know that you're fully supported by your ancestors. And the second card that I drew is optimism. So I feel like that's really important for you to keep an optimistic view of your future, despite maybe your So this happens to me a lot. That it's like my logical brain starts talking and talks my emotional brain out of whatever it is, Don't do that. Remain optimistic and pay attention to, okay, so I'm getting pay attention to synchronicities and signs. They are messages as well, like happening day to day in your life. If you take note of something that seems random, just know it is not. It is not actually random. And I just, oh, okay, so I'm getting shivers here. I just drew a third card, and it's the love card. And underneath it says God. So I'm getting really emotional again. It's it's like I'm getting the message that you are love, and that all you have to really do is to get out of your own way and be who you really are in the world. And that you will receive basically everything you've ever hoped for if you can do that. That feels really profound to me. And I'm also getting the message that taking care of your physical body is going to be really important. I mean, it always is really important, but I'm feeling like honoring your body as the vessel of your soul is super important right now. It's easier said than done, for sure, but honoring when you're sleepy, honoring like putting healthy things in your body versus something quick and easy, just maybe smaller things that honor the vessel, your physical vessel, will help keep the energy in a positive. So I just drew another one because I'm like still kind of buzzing with the energy. Like that's like they're like, no, you're not done yet. So I'm getting practice makes perfect here. So the more often, so what is that, like 21 days to form a habit or something like that I'm getting in my brain? So it's like the more you do something, eventually you'll do it without having to think about it. And so you will be probably presented with choices that you can meet with love and your true self. It's kind of like be your authentic self. Say how you really feel about a situation. And that is love. Truth is love. I just heard. Truth is love. So acting in your own truth is love, regardless of who it might upset around you. It's just going to be because they're not used to it. Practice makes perfect in that area. Keeping care of your physical vessel will help you maintain the mental optimism needed to do all of this, and pay attention to everything because nothing is random. You're fully supported. Just fully supported. They're like, I'm feeling like I'm so like, obviously a semicircle around me, behind me, they're all here. They're like, yeah, yes. So you are fully supported by your ancestors, not just your spiritual team, which can be any number of energies. You're in particular, your ancestors are with you all the time. I'm getting emotional, and that tells me it's true. It's just so beautiful. I feel like you have absolutely nothing to be scared of. You really don't. You really don't. It's I just feel very strongly that you are never alone, ever. And so if you keep your eyes open in that way, knowing that, you'll see signs all the time. All the time, all the time, all the time. Nothing is random. So whew, I hope that resonates, because that came through like boom, like a lightning bolt. So I hope that's helpful.
Terry said, she said, I feel like it's my parents, especially with the rose. And she also said, wow, I feel like you're hitting everything spot on and so much of what I'm doing or struggling with.
Yeah,
There you
that
go.
felt super for real. Not that others don't feel for real, but that was definitely like they're like in this particular case, you needed to hear from a loved one, and so I wasn't planning on doing that, but because I have this deck on my desk, the avenue was still open, and they know that that's what this deck allows a path in, into another reading. Like, so they took the path, and here they are, and that's a direct message from your ancestors to you right now. It's super beautiful. I'm glad that it helps. I'm glad.
I'm glad too. I'm still crying. I got really emotional during that too. I'm lucky enough to have known Terry's parents, and I was friends with her brother in high school. He's great, and worked with her brother and sister, and her parents would come in for dinner all the time, and I used to get to serve them and get to know them. And the first thing I thought of when that all came through was your dad and all this energy and just tears, and like they were always so sweet and so supportive and so caring, even just to me, just random kid in the community. So I'm so glad you asked, and I'm so glad you tuned into that, Jess.
There was really there was no choice of choosing. They're very strong, very, very, very strong. And so if you remain open to receiving messages, you'll just get them every day on your own. You don't need a card reader. You don't need anything like that. They're like right here. They're right there for you. So just reach out and you'll find them.
And it's funny because you just said reach out, and like I can still remember and feel like Terry's dad touching my back, like, hey, how's it going, Mandy? Like, hello, and like welcome, and how like they were just always like they were just so loving and open arms kind of people with their energy and their hands. And so literally like I remember that and felt that. So I think it's cool you said that. And Terry said appreciate that, and I'm definitely teary-eyed. Big love, Terry. We're so glad you're here, and you've been joining in our Sea Goddess community crew. We're so glad you're here, sister. And then also, I just wanted to say hi to Shamanta and Fidget. We're so glad that you guys are here today. We actually are just wrapping up our live. So if you'd like, you could send us an email and we can add you to our list for last week. But we're just wrapping up this week, and we're so glad you're here. And if you tune in next week, just an hour earlier, you'll be able to catch us. And Terry said, yellow roses were my dad. Oh, how beautiful. All right. So last but not least is Heather. And then we're going to wrap it on up today. And we're so glad that you're all here. And did Heather ask for a reading?
She didn't. She just said hi.
Oh, Heather, you just said hi. I put you on my list. Confirm that you would like a reading if you are still here, my sister. And if you would, I will pull you cards. But if not, then I honor that this week too. So I don't want to pull them until you know. And until I know. She said I didn't, but I'll take one. Thank you. All right, perfect.
While you're pulling, I just want to comment on Karen's comment. Thank you. I'm trying to see you Thursday night. Mandy's at the Sage Lady on Tuesday nights from 6 to 8, and Witchcraft is Friday night and Saturday night. So I'm not sure. And I'm there Thursday during the day. So I just want to clarify the times that we're available in person. And the next time I'll be at the Sage Lady is Thursday the 26th. I'm there from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with time slots for 45-minute readings, 10, 11, 12, and 1. So just wanted to make sure we put that up there because Thursday night we're not available.
Perfect. All right. For Heather this week. Heather, 1, 2, and 3. Oh, and I just saw your comment come through. Let me see. Interesting. Okay. Heather said she's trying to find some strength. Oh, let me see. I lost it. It's coming back up. Heather said she's trying to find strength to help a coworker through the loss of her husband last night. Big love, big love. That is hard. That is not easy. And the first thing that came out was the Knight of Cups, which indicates, maybe a beautiful lover at this time. So just know that even though this is never anything anybody wants to go through and the raw, real stages of grief and transition, that, you have love standing there with you. You have strength standing there with you. She does have her husband standing there with her, and they will develop and figure out their journey and communication moving forward. And you're getting a whole lot of strength from that. You also pull it in straight up the God card, Father Sky, trust in the unknown. So you're getting a whole lot of strength from God and the angels and the universe. The eagle is on this card. That's when we help people see from a higher and different perspective. And every person, when they go through grief, needs different things. Some people need people to show up with meals and cleaning and things like that. Some people need to be alone. Some people want you to ask. Some people don't want you to ask. So it's so important you tune into that and know that you're just straight up love and you're being there to support at this time of grief. And you got God and the angels on your side with that. You then get Selkie, come out of hiding, embrace who you truly are. I like this one for you too, because not only are you trying to find strength to support her, but you're also straight up a healer, sister. I've known you a good amount of time now, through many different chapters and things and all this stuff, and been honored to pull cards for you and witness your energy. And you are a healer. So you're meant to hold space during this time. It's not your first time with loss. You know what, you've needed at that time. And you're also able to intuit what she might need, and know that it's actually one of your strengths to be there as a shaman and a gatekeeper and a midwife during this chapter. So we're sending you big love, and we're so glad you're there to support. And just know you're in tune right now, and you and the angels can get to work doing, which you're most of, one of your biggest gifts, which is being of service with your love. So big love. Oh, love you too. Yeah, she said, thank you. I keep telling her I'm here if she needs anything, and sending her loads of love. And that energy can be felt, and it really moves mountains. So I'm so glad you're doing that. Hello, Christine. We're so glad you're here. And hi, Lorraine. We're glad you're here too. We're actually just wrapping up. There was a couple more people who asked right before you, and we cut our reading list off a little while ago. We've been on over an hour now. But if you would like us to pull one for you next week, you can send us an email. And if you want to hop on next week, an hour earlier, you will catch us. So we'd love to hold soul space with you. And we're so glad that you're all here. And please catch this replay. We announced all the things that we're doing, everything that we're up to. And we'd love to hold soul space with you soon. Sending big love. Take care.